My beloved child, come close. Let your heart hear what your mind has struggled to believe. I welcome you with open arms. There is no shame too heavy, no burden too great, that can keep me from embracing you fully. I am not distant. I am not withholding. I am here, now, speaking directly to you. Every time you've come to me, whether with trembling hands or tear-filled eyes, I have received you with love. Boldly, with trust, this is how I want you to approach me. Not because you've earned the right, but because my Son already paid the price. You are mine. You've always been mine. Even when you wandered. Even when you questioned. Even when the silence felt louder than my voice, I never stopped watching over you. I saw you when you cried in secret. I heard your heart when you couldn't even find the words to pray. I sent my angels to fight battles you couldn't see, to protect you when you didn't know you were in danger. You thought you were forgotten. You thought the story was over. But I was clearing paths. Breaking chains. And lovingly preparing you for this moment, the moment where your heart would once again beat in rhythm with mine. Let this truth settle into your spirit: you are not alone, and you have never been alone. I wiped your slate clean. The stains of your past. Gone. The weight of guilt. Lifted. You've been washed, not just in word, but in the powerful blood of redemption. Shame has no place in my presence. You don't have to carry it anymore. You are redeemed. Restored. Called by name. You belong here, in my presence, in my purpose, in my love. So take a breath, child. Feel this moment. Let your soul soak in the truth. This is sacred space, the meeting of your heart with mine. Don't come with fear. I will never turn you away. Come with faith. Come with expectation. Because I'm not just your God, I'm your Father. And I'm not done with your story. I'm just getting started. Even when you felt lost, when your heart whispered, "Where is God?" I was near. Not for a moment did I leave you. Not for a second did I turn my face away. You may not have seen me, but I was guiding every step. You may not have heard me, but I was speaking through the quiet. You were never abandoned. I went before you, removing obstacles, tearing down walls, making a way when the path seemed closed. You wondered if I had forgotten your prayers, but every one of them reached my heart. Even the ones whispered through tears. Even the ones never spoken aloud. You've walked through hard seasons. Disappointments. Delays. Nights that seemed endless. But none of those were wasted. In every one, I was working. Preparing. Shaping. Child, what you thought was a detour was part of the journey I designed. What felt like silence was a setup for something greater. You couldn't see it then, but miracles were forming in the shadows. Answers were being arranged. Doors were being unlocked. And now, as you stand here, braver, softer, stronger, I invite you to step forward. Not because you understand it all, but because you trust the one who does. My plans for you are not fragile. They are firm. They are filled with hope, goodness, and peace. They will not crumble beneath the pressure of time or the weight of your past. So lift your eyes, beloved. Let them rise above the clouds of fear. Look again, not at what's missing, but at what I've already begun. You've carried burdens that were never yours to hold. You've tried to fix everything, carry everyone, solve what only I can redeem. Let go. Release it all into my hands. I'm inviting you to a new way, not just survival, but restoration. Not striving, but surrender. Not fear, but fullness. There is a joy I've prepared that no darkness can touch. A peace that the world can't offer. A future that shines brighter than your most hopeful dreams. You will not return to where you came from. The season of heaviness is lifting. The chains that weighed on your heart are breaking. Every delay had purpose. Every silence carried grace. Every tear watered a harvest that is now beginning to bloom. And now I say, walk forward with boldness. Not because the path is easy, but because I am with you. You're not behind. You're not forgotten. You are right where you need to be, for such a time as this. You've waited long enough in the shadows of uncertainty. Now, step into the light of my promise. The winds are shifting. Something new is unfolding, not someday, not in the distant future, but now. I am already moving on your behalf, aligning things you never imagined could align. Can you sense it? I've been stirring your spirit, softly calling you closer. Not to remind you of what's been lost, but to reveal what's about to be found. This season, yes, this very one, is marked by newness. New hope. New strength. New beginnings shaped by my hand. Let your heart receive this with bold expectation. What you're stepping into is not random. It's not coincidence. It's the fulfillment of promises whispered long ago, promises you almost forgot, but I never did. You will see the fruit of the seeds you planted in faith. You will witness the harvest of prayers sown with trembling hands. What once felt buried under delay is rising to the surface, full of life, bursting with destiny. So prepare yourself, beloved. Lift your gaze higher than the fear. Fix your thoughts on what I've spoken, not what you've seen. I am not limited by time, by resources, or by the opinions of others. I speak, and worlds are formed. I breathe, and dead things come back to life. Nothing is too difficult for me, and that includes the situation you've silently wrestled with. I know the details you've kept hidden. The struggle behind your smile. The weariness behind your strength. I see it all, and still I say, you are not too late. You are not too far gone. You are not forgotten. You are exactly where I need you to be, ready, open, and willing. So now, listen closely, I am unlocking doors. Doors that no one can shut. Opportunities that are perfectly tailored to the purpose I placed in you before you were even born. The dreams that flicker in your soul, those are not random wishes. They are divine echoes of the future I've prepared. Walk into them with courage. Don't compare your path to another's. Don't allow insecurity to cloud your identity. You are uniquely crafted, divinely designed, filled with gifts this world desperately needs. Let my voice be louder than doubt. Let my truth drown out the noise. I created you to thrive, not merely to survive. To carry my presence into the places I've called you to go. And as you move forward, don't fear the unknown. Because I know the way. I've walked it ahead of you. I've cleared the road. And I've left markers of grace along the path so you'll never have to wonder if I'm near. So breathe deeply, child. Your awakening has begun. And what's ahead, is more beautiful than you can imagine. My child, now that your spirit is awakening, you must understand this, you were created to overcome. Victory isn't just a hope, it's your inheritance. Peace isn't just a fleeting feeling, it's your portion. Courage isn't for the chosen few, it's planted deep within you by my spirit. You have been walking with more authority than you know. When you chose to trust me in the dark, you were already conquering. When you whispered prayers while carrying heavy burdens, heaven was moving. When you stood firm while the world shook, angels surrounded you. So let me remind you, the battle does not belong to you, it belongs to me. I am the one who fights on your behalf. I silence the storm. I rebuke the devourer. I break chains that no man can see. And yes, right now, I am surrounding you with heavenly fire. Not to destroy, but to protect. Not to burn, but to refine. You are being made new, stronger, unshakable. Do not let fear rise again. You have no reason to shrink back. I have not given you a spirit of timidity, but one of power, love, and clarity. When fear knocks, let faith answer. When doubt whispers, let truth respond. You are not defined by your failures. You are not disqualified by your mistakes. You are not discredited by your past. You are mine. Marked by grace. Wrapped in mercy. Empowered by my very breath. There is nothing ordinary about you. You carry divine DNA. You walk with a heavenly mandate. And while others may not see what I've placed inside you, I do. I see the fire, the purpose, the persistence. I see the moments you refused to quit when everything screamed that you should. And now, I am raising you higher. Not for attention. Not for applause. But for impact. Your words will bring healing. Your story will unlock freedom. Your life will reflect my goodness. So don't hide your light. Don't bury your gift. You've been set free, not just from something, but for something. This freedom is not shallow, it's sacred. It's not temporary, it's eternal. No longer chained by shame. No longer haunted by what was. No longer defined by others' expectations. I have written a new name over your life, one the world cannot erase. And with that name comes authority, favor, and unshakable peace. The enemy tried to discourage you because he knew what was coming. He tried to silence you because your voice carries weight. He tried to isolate you because your presence changes atmospheres. But he failed. Because I never let go of you. And now, as you walk forward, you do so clothed in my righteousness and covered by my promises. The winds may blow. The waves may rise. But you will not be moved. Because you don't walk alone, I am with you. Now that you understand your victory is secure in me, come closer still. Not just in crisis. Not just when the pressure builds. But in the ordinary, the quiet, the everyday moments, I want to be with you there too. I never designed our relationship to be based on emergencies. I never asked you to call only when you're weary or desperate. I desire your presence as much as you desire mine. Let me be part of your mornings, when the world is still waking up. Whisper my name before the day begins. Pause before the noise invades, just to hear me breathe peace into your spirit. Let me walk with you through your routine. When you're doing things that feel mundane, invite me in. You'll begin to see that even the ordinary becomes holy when it's shared with me. I find joy when you talk to me without pretense. You don't need perfect words or polished prayers. You don't have to wait until your heart feels right. I meet you where you are, not where you pretend to be. So speak to me when you're unsure. Call my name when you're frustrated. Laugh with me in your moments of joy, and cry with me in your moments of grief. This journey we're on isn't about performance, it's about presence. And I promise, in my presence, you'll find what your soul has been searching for. Not the shallow comfort of this world. Not the fleeting applause of others. But deep joy. Real peace. Lasting strength. You've looked for that in many places. In success. In relationships. In approval. But nothing satisfies like I do. Nothing sustains like my love. You don't need to chase after what others have. You don't need to compare your pace to their path. I'm doing something unique in you, don't miss it by looking sideways. The still, small voice you've been hearing, that's me. The nudge to pause, the whisper to wait, the tug to be still, that's my spirit, drawing you deeper. You were made for communion. Not a checklist. Not empty tradition. But real connection. And when you choose that, when you sit with me in the stillness, you'll begin to hear again. Clarity will return. Direction will flow. Confidence will rise. Because in my company, anxiety cannot stay. Fear loses its grip. Confusion melts in the warmth of truth. This is what I meant when I said, abide in me. Not a weekend visit. Not a momentary escape. But a life lived with me, day in, day out. And the more time you spend with me, the more you'll recognize my voice. The more clearly you'll see the path I've prepared. And the more boldly you'll walk into all I've promised. So come. Not with pressure, but with openness. I'm not demanding more from you, I'm offering you more of me. I am not in a hurry. I'm here. Always ready. Always near. Not just as your God, but as your friend. Now that your heart has been quieted and your spirit made still, it's time to rise. Not with haste, but with confidence. Not to impress, but to impact. You were not meant to linger on the sidelines of your own life. You were created for a purpose that carries eternal weight. And I, the one who formed you, have prepared every step ahead with care and intention. Do not shrink back from the path now opening before you. This is not the hour to question your worth or second-guess your calling. This is the time to move forward, clothed in the courage that only I can give. You may feel small in the eyes of the world. But in my eyes, you are powerful. Not because of your status or your strength, but because I am with you. I don't call the perfect, I perfect the called. And you, my beloved, have been called. I've placed a light in you. One that cannot be dimmed by darkness. One that will shine through brokenness and bring warmth to the coldest places. Don't hide it anymore. Don't silence the truth I've written on your soul. Speak life where others speak fear. Extend grace where bitterness once ruled. Be the vessel of my kindness in a world that's forgotten what love looks like. You don't have to change the world overnight. Just walk with me daily. Love the ones in front of you. Serve with joy, even in the smallest things. This is where transformation begins, not in noise, but in faithfulness. And when challenges arise, and they will, remember this. You're not standing on shifting sand. You're rooted in truth. Anchored in grace. Surrounded by glory. Yes, there will be resistance. The enemy doesn't bother those who pose no threat. But you, child of the Most High, you are a threat to darkness. So stand your ground. Not in arrogance, but in authority. Not in pride, but in purpose. You don't fight alone. You never have. My angels surround you. My spirit empowers you. My promises still hold true. And my heart, it beats for you with unrelenting love. You will rise, not by effort alone, but by my strength. You will shine, not for recognition, but for my glory. You will endure, not because you're never weary, but because I carry you. So go now. Step fully into what I've prepared. Say yes to the calling. Say yes to healing. Say yes to joy, to renewal, to the life that reflects my goodness. Let your story echo with redemption. Let your days be filled with meaning. Let every breath you take declare that freedom has come and hope is alive. You are not returning to the old. You are moving into the new. You are not going back, you are being launched forward. And I, your God, your Savior, your everlasting Father, I go before you. I walk beside you. And I will be waiting at every finish line you cross. This is just the beginning. So rise, beloved. The world needs the light I've placed in you. And I will never stop leading you into more.